Hey guys, Max here, and welcome back to Max Plus, where today we're going to be reviewing Lego Transformers Crankshaft. Yes, Crankshaft, it's an engine part. I name a lot of my Transformers at their engine parts now that I think of it. Just don't expect me to name one voltage regulator because that's just kind of weird. Anyways, on to the build here. I don't want to ramble too long. So, here we have Crankshaft. Now, Crankshaft is a racing truck. And before we get too much into this build, I would just like to say that this build is in collaboration with another fellow LEGO YouTuber named Mattimus. He is a very, very, very talented LEGO YouTuber. I like a lot of his content. And he will be releasing a video on this guy the same day that this build here is being released. So, in the description down below, if I don't forget, I'll have to update it for when his video comes out, will be a link to his side of this collaboration, in which this is Crankshaft, right? He is making an Autobot counterpart to him. Yes, Crankshaft here is the Decepticon. It's really cool. Basically, he's making the polar opposite of Crankshaft here. Getting into this actual build now, Crankshaft here is a racing truck, as I stated before. He can roll. Looks like his arm over here is getting a little bit in the way. Anyways, just taking a look around the alt mode, you can see, yes, he's a racing truck. So, what I based it off of was like some sort of like pickup truck that had like a modified bed put on it for better aerodynamics, and just as aerodynamic as a brick can be. This build's just funny. So yes, so around front you have these nice little headlights, a nice little grille, big old flat bumper. You have your windshield right here. Around side you have your wheel wells, you have your... Not too many gaps. There is this little one in the rear here, but that's just because I can't really put anything there because there's a clip there. He does have these exhaust pipes, and just some nice little details to make it look like the back of the truck sloping downward, make it a little bit more aerodynamic, even though the front looks like a brick. Coming around back is like probably one of the more or less attractive angles just due to like the gaps here. Now, I would have filled these in, but they had to be hollow for transformation. And from the back you can also see part of his visor just sticking out from his head, which is just unfortunate, but hey, it's what happened. So, yep, just moving him off to the side. For some quick comparisons, here he is with another bot of the scale. Here's Lift Hook. So you can see how they scale here. They're pretty much the same length, minus the crane on Lift Hook. Here he is with Buster, one of my larger scale minicons. Technically, he's not in scale with a lot of my other builds. Like, here is Heatbane's Earth form. And yeah, that doesn't really work, does it? Like, this thing should be huge compared to this car. But then again, I'm fitting a lot into my car bots, so I guess I get what I get. Anyways, here he is with a Hot Wheels car. I think that works a bit better. Here he is with the PCC drone. And of course, here he is with the minifigure that you saw in the beginning. Now that that is all out of the way, we can go over accessories. He has one, and he has just this little gun right here. So, just right here. Very simple, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 piece build. Pretty simple, including like the little rod that goes on the center. And yes, it can store in the vehicle mode, so all you have to do to store it is just rotate this clip sideways, and it will just clip onto his roof. So now he can drive around blasting people. Yay! And I guess in terms of posability, with this weapon, it can go side to side, it can go up and down, and depending on if you move his head mechanism out, it can go a little farther. So let's just wiggle this off. And that's pretty much it for the alt mode. So let's get down to transformation. So he has a very simple transformation, but it gets a lot done. It's just a fun transformation. It's one of those transformations that's just fun to do. So transform him. You're just gonna want to come to the bottom, where yes, you can see some details down here too. They look like fuel tanks, which I thought was cool. But you come down to the bottom, and these sections here will open. These rear axle sections right here. They're on some of these click plates. I don't know what they're called. I call them click plates, click hinges, whatever you want to call them. But that's those out of the way. You need to move these out of the way for clearance. Anyways, next what you have to do is come to the arms. They fold down, and then they fold out. And this may push the exhaust pipe here out of alignment, so just push that back. Do the same on this side. Just move that out. And then you can collapse the entire front of the truck here down. Just to move it out of the way. And I'm going to raise the camera just for some ease on my end. So, next what we have to do is move this light because it's just causing glare. But what we have to do is just rotate the forearm out, rotate the hand out, and rotate this cheese slope here. And then just bend the elbow so it looks nice. And then do the same on this side. Perfect. After that, you can split the legs. They're just on some of these modified 1x2 clips. I seriously don't know where I'd be without these. But he's able to stand like that. You're going to want to tilt him forward a bit because he is a bit back heavy. Move his head up accordingly. Just try and balance him. Move the arms accordingly. And just like that, there's Crankshaft in his robot mode. And I really think he looks cool. He has like this just thug aesthetic to him. He looks like he's just up to no good, which is really fitting of the aesthetic of his character. He is a thug in my story. So, taking a look at the robot mode now, you can see how the legs were formed out of the bed of the truck and the chassis of the truck. His chest is alright. It's lots of hinges. Yes, lots of hinges, but that means he has a lot more posability. His arms, he has like some cannons on his arms, which I thought looked cool. But an issue when you start turning him around. Yeah, the front of the truck just sort of lives on his back. And it makes him really back heavy, so he has to lurch forward to stand. As you can see, he just fell over. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, keeping turning him around, he also has the taillights that just sort of hang out here as kibble on his legs. And the entire bed of the truck just hanging out. Yeah. He's never this hard to balance. I don't know why he's giving me this much trouble. I don't know. Are the legs out of the whack? Who knows? Anyways, on to posability. He does have some head articulation, so his head can move up and down a little bit right here on this hinge. It's on a droid arm, so it can go down on this axis as well. His visor can turn, so he can look at other places, I guess. Anyways, that's all he has for the head. For his waist, he does have an ab crunch, just due to the way he transforms. His arms, they can move in and out like this due to transformation, which is actually quite useful for posing. Trust me, you'll want that joint if you're ever posing a transformer. Anyways, his arms can do a full 360, just on this little friction joint there. He has a bicep swivel. He has elbow movement, 90 degrees backwards, 90 degrees forward, so he can break his elbow. And he has some wrist rotation just due to transformation. Perfect. Now, moving the arm out of the way for his legs, he has some backward movement, but it gets stuck on the tire, so not too much. But his legs can move forward a lot more. And then they can move out a lot more. And that's another thing. His calf assembly is sort of fragile. Yeah. His legs can move out quite a bit, which is pretty cool. He also has a knee due to transformation. And it's on a ratchet, so it's not going to come undone. So you can get him in some like really neat kneeling poses. Like here, I'll try. Like, yep. His tail light popped off. Here, come on. Pop back on, please. There you go. Yeah, you can sort of pose him like this. You can have him kneeling. It's all really neat. Well, click that back one. And then you can sort of set him up in like a gun holding pose, which, case in point, I will bring in his gun again just to get it back into the royal configuration. Just turn the iron sight sideways, and you can pop the handle into both of his hands, and he can hold his gun like he's on a battlefield, just ready to blast someone. He can be a little bit hard to balance, but he'll do it. And I really love this pose that he can pull off, because a lot of my figures can't pull off this pose. Anyways, on to the comparisons. I'm going to leave him like this because this is awesome. Anyways, on the comparisons, here he is with Heatbane's dragon form. Everyone makes Heatbane's robot mode look small. Here he is with Lift Hook again. I'm not transforming him just because of how much I hate transforming Lift Hook. Oh, if only he held together more. He would have been so much better. Here he is with Buster. Here he is with the Hot Wheels car again. And with the PCC drone. With a minifigure. And of course, with Charles. Because if I don't do a Charles comparison, everyone will yell at me. So that's how he looks with Charles here. So just readjusting the camera. We can move Charles off to the side and move him back to center stage. I say stage, it's desk. Anyways, guys, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Thanks again to Mattimus to doing this collaboration with me. I will link his video in the description if I remember. Hopefully I will. Hopefully. Either way, guys, that's about it for this video. Please like, subscribe, comment, share it with a friend if you feel so inclined. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and getting these builds around to other people. Either way, guys, my name is Max, and I will see you next time. See you guys. Bye-bye.